Hello everyone, my name is Luke. I'm the lead developer behind Luke Airtool and flyLAT. Um, right, so firstly, I'm going to start off and say I do apologise for the delay in development of flyLAT. I know we had a lot of interest last year, um, and the reason why there's been a huge delay in the development process is um, basically we had some complications in the development team. My development team kept changing what language we should use for developing this, um, and it literally caused a lot of complications and huge delays, arguments. Um, in December last year, I had enough. I wanted to create it all myself. So I've rewritten Airtool, flyLAT all the way from scratch. So I started again, and in a space of let's just say 3 months, because obviously it was at the end of December, so let's just say January. So yeah, it's just over 3 months of development, and I've done a huge progress, and I'd like to show you what I've done so far. Just remember that the UI is not complete. There will be glitches, there will be labels that shouldn't be displaying there, and there will be some developer um, there'll be some sort of like mishaps and bugs, yeah, just so you understand that this is still work in progress. So to start off with flyLAT, you might already have this button in the latest version, but you can't access it. So let's click on flyLAT. Right, so here we go. Here's your main company overlay. As you can see here on the menu here, the main screen, you've got your company notifications, things like that someone's landed a plane, um, parking charge has been applied, because I've got an aircraft there that needs to be moved. And that sold an aircraft, you can see it there as well, and so on. Parking charge applies to anywhere where you don't have a hub. So if you, let's say, land a plane, like I've had a plane at EBBR, which is Brussels, I don't actually have a hub there. It will charge you a daily parking charge. So ideally, you want to move that aircraft ASAP. Right, so I'm going to go down to list of aircraft. You can see that we've got 8 aircraft in the company. We've got 8 routes and 1 employee, which is basically a test employee, which is me. We've got a hub, so there's 4 hubs, and that's today's fuel cost. Fuel cost, it does actually change. It goes up and down depending on the real world environment. The map here will show you your current hub location, as you can see right here. That's your home hub. You can relocate your company wherever you want. The only places you can't ever hub is where planes are being manufactured, because that'd be pretty much unfair for you to have a hub where aircraft are being manufactured. You just get planes delivered straight away. Right, so let's go over to the menu here on the left. So when you click on that, a menu slides in from the left. So obviously home it will bring you back here. Now let's go over to routes. So this is a list of your current routes. So when you click on one, it gives you a little breakdown of where to and from, what type of route it is, how much profit you've made, and approximate distance. And then if you go over to, let's say, another route, you can see it updates in real time when you click on them. On the left here, you've got an option to fly that route. So I'm just going to click on this route for now. I'm not going to do a flight to show you. This is going to be done at another promo video. So I'm just going to click on fly route, select your departure. Don't know if you noticed, we are going from EGSS to EPWA. When you create these routes, you don't have to create one coming back. So you won't need to create EPWA to EGSS. You need to create one route and you can fly it there and back. So you go fly route, select your departure, so where we actually departing from. So let's just do Stansted. And here's a list of aircraft I can choose from. I'm going to go more in depth into aircrafts when we hit the aircraft section here. So this is the manufacturer of the plane, this is the model, obviously, registration number, so you actually can write your own registration numbers. I like to kind of do it by, obviously this is going to be your company call sign, so that always will be the same, dash, and then for me, the way I say it, so if my planes are going to be in Europe, I'm going to set them as EU, and then that A is for me, basically, I kind of was experimenting with Austria, so I was going to have Austria, then here you can see UK. I don't care how you name them, really don't, as long as you don't use profound words. HP is the current lifespan of the plane, which I'm going to go more in detail, and the type of the plane, so it's PAX. It will not load cargo if you're going to use commercial aircraft, sorry, commercial routes. Right, you can edit a route. So what editing a route here at the moment, you can only set the privacy. So what you can do here is, see at the moment it's set to private. Private means only your company employees will be able to fly this route. If you set it to public, public means anyone using Airtel can fly the route for you. The benefit of that is they can earn you money and rep for your company, right? But bear in mind, they are going to take 50% cut from the profits, so you're only going to get half the profits, they get the other half. So where is it? I'll show you when we'll create a route. Close the route, which obviously you just close that route completely. There's no fees. I was going to put an admin fee on this, just kind of, but you just literally close it. Remember, if you've got any current aircrafts that are flying that specific route, you will not be able to close the route. So just make sure no one's flying that route. Right, so at the top here, you've got create routes. So let's click on that. Route type, so we've got commercial, general aviation, and cargo. I won't have general aviation in this because we're just going to put everything under commercial or cargo. You could do regional flights under commercial, obviously, as well. Right, so preferably you want a hub on one end of your route. The reason why is if you're going to create a route, so let's say my hub is at EGSS, which is Stansted, and let's create a route from Paris to Barcelona. You actually will be paying a parking fee if you don't have a hub at Paris or Barcelona. So that's something for you to remember. So EGSS, and let's do one, where shall we go? Do you know what? KJFK. There you go. So you got obviously the information about the airport. Total distance is here. Medium haul, ignore that for now. This doesn't really mean anything. It will be changing according to long, depending on the distance and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure the distance is calculated inaccurately as well. So like I said at the beginning, ignore errors. Estimated ticket price. This is roughly how much you're going to earn per passenger. This rises according to planes features, which I will explain once we go into the airplane stuff. And total cost to create this route is just under 4,000 credits. You hit create. So once you hit create, your route's created, and as you can see here, we are back here. Here you go. Here's the route you've created. I'm just going to close it for now, just to show you. There you go. Route deleted. Simple as that. Right, let's go over to hubs. I'm not going to go too much into detail because I haven't really adjusted anything here yet. But this is very similar to cargo overhaul, the way it works. You've got things like buying a new hub, upgrade a hub, so you can buy a hub wherever you want. So remember when I said to you, you need a hub at least at one end of the route. Here you got hub services. At the moment, like I said, I haven't really done this yet. So hub services with aircraft storage, fuel storage, and workshop. So why would you want aircraft storage? So example, to prevent people from buying hundreds of aircrafts and just dumping them in one airport, there will be a limit to how many aircraft you can hold at an airport. Realistically, if you've got your own hangars, you can only hold a certain amount of planes. So that's exactly what this is going to be. So at the moment, like I said, it's not been set, but you'll be able to store a certain amount of aircrafts. Fuel, you'll be able to buy an add-on for your hub to actually store fuel. So if the fuel is really cheap one day, you're going to buy loads of it, and then that way you save some money in the future. And you got workshop. This allows you to fix aircrafts that are at your airports. So these last three buttons, they won't exist. So ignore these for now. Flying to that hub, you literally will just set a flight to that location. You won't even need these anymore or fly from it. Moving an aircraft won't exist because you're going to have to create a job on a job market to allow someone, not just your company employees, anyone in the Airtel universe, as you want to call it, to actually deliver aircrafts for you. So I'm going to go over to aircrafts now under my fleet, and I'm going to show you something. Right, so ignore the images. The images are just crap, as you can tell, but they're going to be adjusted soon. Right, so the way it works is obviously you got your aircraft manufacturer, your model, the health. Ignore this one, but because obviously I haven't named it yet. This is going to be the max health this plane can get. Right, so this means your plane will start with 100% all the time. Every time you fix your plane, that drops by 1%. So your HP can only be restored to that one. So for example, for this one, be 98. So this HP will, once it's in workshop, you'll be getting fixed, and it will stop fixing once it reaches that number. So bear that in mind. It's like wear and tear, permanent wear and tear sort of thing. I'm going to show you in a minute what happens anyway. Status, parked. So you're going to have parked, pending. Pending means that we've ordered an aircraft, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Workshop means that it's being fixed, which again I'm going to show you in a minute. In flight means someone's using that aircraft, which means no one else will be able to use it until it lands, and so on. Type, obviously passenger or cargo here. Alright, so here obviously you got the same thing that you've got here, the location where it is, so it's at EGSS, status parked. Here are the features of the aircraft. So remember at the beginning when I was showing you creating a route, I was saying that you can earn more money per passenger. Well, this increases the money you can make. So by having USB ports, having inset screens, and obviously this is if it's passenger or cargo, so that will come up. So if you've got these two, it actually increases the price. I haven't set it by how much yet, but that will increase how much you can make per passenger. So investing into your aircraft to be better quality, obviously you get your money's back. Pilot, so this is blank because no one's flying it, otherwise it will tell you the current pilot that's flying that route, that plane. And so if I just falsely change one of the aircrafts to in flight, and then I'm going to set the pilot to, so if I do that and just refresh it, there you go, it's in flight. So if yeah, so once I'm flying, so there you go, in flight, I clicked on it, and the pilot is Boris Johnson, just an example. So you can't actually edit the aircraft, you can't sell it, scrap it, or fix it while it's in flight. Right, so let's just go back to the one that's really bad here. Notice how this column will update the minute I press fix. So let me just do that. Yep, your aircraft has been moved to workshop. There you go. You can see that dropped to 98 now, and that's 10, and this will update over time. At the moment, during testing stages, it fixes every 1 second, sorry, every 1 minute it goes up. So we'll come back to that in a second. While I'll just refresh it to check. Right, buying a new aircraft. So you click on that, and let's say I want to buy this one, right? So you've got the basic information about it. Again, the database is wrong. This will be obviously tweaked until it's kind of good. Fuel burn, I haven't actually set that yet, but fuel burning will be on there. Because obviously you're going to have to purchase fuel and stuff like that. There's how much fuel can hold and so on and so on. The prices are not realistic. I was going to put realistic prices, but I'll be honest with you, it will take you forever to get, the real price. I think this plane was I think this one was nearly 100 million, I think it was. I can't remember the exact price it was, but you can see that the price, for example, even Concorde, that was a lot more than this. So just bear that in mind. Right, so let's just say I want to buy this one. I click on buy. And remember when I said to you registration? So again, I'm going to be doing EU, GB, and then, oh no, let's just do 001 because I haven't got any GB yet. Right, so config, so I want it for passengers. If you click on cargo, it adjusts here. So yeah. Extras, remember when I said to you they're going to make more money per ticket? So this is what you do, you just add that. Bear in mind that the price is going to increase. And delivery type. Now the difference between this is collection. Just like in real life, if you order a package and you want to collect it from the store, you can. So you're going to have to collect this plane from KBFI if you want to fly it yourself. You will need to collect your aircraft within 48 hours, and then you'll start getting charged parking fees. So just bear that in mind as well. Standard fee. If I remember correctly, I did set this up to deliver within 4 days, and fast track is 2 days, I think, or 1 day, and that's 3 days. I can't remember exactly. I'm gonna have to write this down here as well. Delivery location. So this will only allow you to deliver where you got a hub. This won't be, you won't be able to type in. It will be a selection, a drop down of all your hubs, and then you just click on place order. Even if your current airport hub was next door to the factory, it will still take the same amount of time to be delivered. I've done this just to make it fair. So, people that are, let's say, building the hubs right next door to the factories, they still have to wait the exact same time. Place an order. Are you sure? Of course I am. There you go. My aircraft will be delivered tomorrow at 12:07. So now, if I go back to my fleet, there you go. You can see pending. Remember that plane I put in to be fixed? There you go. It's on 13 HP now. So it's slowly increasing. And it does charge you every time it goes up. Right, so this is pending. Great stuff, even tells you due and when it's due by. Right, so next thing will be employees. I haven't really done much here. This was literally done in about half an hour to an hour. So it's very basic. So here you go. So I'm going to edit this just so I can show you what comes up when someone wants to join you. So if I do, let's just change that to pending, and let me refresh. Right, so this person wants to join your company. You can see at the moment, that's the username. Flights how many they've done for your company, which obviously is going to be 0. Status pending. Pending will obviously mean he's waiting for you to accept them or reject them. And their current location. This is where they are based. Right, so this is where they are based. Now, the way I've done this, instead of being done by the codes now, by the ICAO codes, I'm going to do it by cities. I think it makes it a little bit more fair. So, for example, in London, we've got 6, I think, international airports. Realistically, you can technically move between them. You won't be able to move your aircraft between them without flying, but realistically, like I said, you can use public transport to move back. So any airport within that city, you can actually fly to and from. From. So if I was at Stansted, I actually will be able to take off from Gatwick as well. In my opinion, I think this will be great. So I just want to accept this person. There you go. Person is now active. They will get an email notification saying congratulations, you've been added to LAT Airways. Now, if you are someone that wants to join a company, I'm going to show you from that point. I haven't really done much here. Right, so now if I tap on flyLAT, here you go. You currently don't own an airline and you are not working for an airline. To begin, select below what you would like to do. So obviously you've got an option to start an airline, which I'm going to show you now. You just tap, enter your name, Test Airways, for example. Call sign, let's call it Test. Recruitment type. Now, if you notice, I've done question marks next to everything. So obviously, you just need to click on that. There you go. Your airline name. This will display on a company profile and what other users will see. You can re-register your airline name to another name in the future. So you can actually rename your company. This is your call sign. Exactly the same thing as the other one. Recruitment type. Now this is where I'm going to explain this now. Here you can set recruitment status of your company. You have 2 options to choose from. Open. So what open does, this allows anyone to request to join your company. Closed. This means that your company will not be shown on join list. You can change these settings anytime. So yeah, you can actually, if you're recruiting, just say that you're recruiting for new pilots and then they'll be able to join. If you are closed, however, I am going to add an option to actually invite people. So you're going to get like a unique invite code, and then the person will just have to type it in. So for the test, I'm going to do closed. Now, what we need to do is we need to select where your company's main base will be. The thing you need to remember is the bigger the airport, the bigger the cost. Also, weekly fees will be higher. So obviously you need to think. Bear in mind, you will need at least 10 million to start a company. However, every user is going to get 10 million to start off with. so don't worry too much about that. So let's type in where we're going to start. So let's just do EBBR, Brussels. So let's just find the airport. Yep, Brussels, national in Brussels. The fee is 115,798.6 to create an airline from there. So altogether, this is how much it's going to cost. The reason why it's asking for 10 million, because you are going to get a 10 million back, is just to verify that you're obviously can afford to run an airline. So you need to do is write down your name, and that's it. This button doesn't do anything. I prevented that from doing this just in case anyone gets through this code. So it doesn't actually do anything. Right, let's go back to home and flyLAT. Now join an airline. So again, imagine we don't have an airline and we are not a part of an airline. So you can see a list of available airlines. Alright, so you're not going to see the ID. You're going to see the name, call sign, HQ, cash. When I click on that, all the information will load in here. So you'll get a bit more detail who's actually the owner, how many aircraft, how many employees, routes and hubs they've got. I am also going to add their balance and then their profit for last week and this week so far. So you'll be able to actually see that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and this in-depth video hopefully is recorded. If you've got any questions, like I said, pop them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching.